Welcome back to another amazing and magical panel this evening called Angels, Who's in Your Outfield? And who better to talk about it than all of us here? I'd love to get into, how we relate to this subject. And first, let's go around for very brief introductions so we can get right into the discussion. And I'd love to start with our new panelist, Mr. Bobby Light.
Yay.
So I'm so honored and blessed to be here with all you guys. Thank you for inviting me. So people call me Bobby Light. I've been a Reiki master teacher. Well, I originally found Reiki in 2004, and I've taken all the classes. And right now, I kind of just made my own energy healing per se, with no name to it. And I also am blessed to be a caretaker of crystal skulls. I have about 60 different skulls I work with their consciousness, incorporate that into energy healing sessions that I offer. And it's just been an interesting ride. So thank you.
Wow, yes. Can't wait to hear more. Awesome. Yeah, Elle.
Hi. Well, I've been, my husband and I co-founded lawofallowing.com. I've been doing energy work for about 15 years now. We are both trained law of attraction coaches. We do also trained in light body energy work, so doing meditation therapy, child healing, helping people release limiting beliefs, old programming, soul splinter work. We're also both Reiki masters, and I'm a Reiki master teacher, but I haven't gotten into the teaching part of it that much yet. Doing EFT, we are both channels as well. My husband is crazy amazing with oracle cards, and me, it's just I had after my first Reiki attunement, my channeling just went like through the roof, and now it's just boom, direct connection to God consciousness. And I love it. It's such a joy being able to not only download messages for myself and but sometimes the global messages I get, the global connection that I get is just incredible. And as we're going, into a discussion about angels, it's being connected to that, all sentient, all beings out there, and being able to receive this information. And it's something that all of us are capable of doing. And I love helping people realize that, starting them out to say muscle testing or some other form, and helping them open up to their channel so they can talk to their angels and guides as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Hi, Lorna.
Hello, everyone, my co-panelists and those out there in TV land, or shall I say StreamYard land. I think that's what it's called. I am Lorna J. Hines, as it indicates here on my picture. I often say when I'm doing demonstrations of mediumship, I claim to be Beyonce. It's Beyonce Knowles. So why don't I continue that? I think I have, in some respects, a connection with her. But nonetheless, let's focus on the assignment before I lose my job. I am a certified medium, intuitive. I am a trance medium, and I have a specialization in trance healing. An author, I think you name it, I'm doing it or have done it. I especially like the opportunity to teach and to share philosophy as well. I am the administrator of I feel wonderful Facebook group, and we welcome people that are interested in examining some of the contributions and the history that has been missed of people of color, both in healing and mediumship and spiritualism and all sorts of different spiritually focused practices. And in my previous life, I've had a 40-odd year career in mental health and addictions, and I continue my practice as a psychotherapist. So that's briefly about me, and I hope to have a chance to share perspectives and ideas with my fellow panelists.
Oh, you absolutely will. And now we're going to add a stand-up improv comedian to that wonderful list of credentials that you have. Thank you. Hi, Simon.
Hello. Glad to be back.
Yes, so happy to have you back.
Yes. Okay, again, I am a professional, primaries, I'm a professional energy healer, certified Vortex healer, certified Reiki master, and intuitive counselor, and sometimes artist. I do have a history in art, also art education, but the calling to be an energy healer, to be a light worker, just sort of like took it all over. And my primary modality, which I have very deeply dedicated my career to, my spiritual path to, is vortex healing. Vortex healing is a very powerful energy healing modality that channels very powerful divine healing energies, and also a very powerful magical essence called magical divine consciousness, that when channeled into a person, either in person or in a person long distance, or even a group, and even in a group long distance, there's no difference. These divine healing essences, these magical divine healing energies, they penetrate deeply into your system. They penetrate deeply into your consciousness to release the deepest of negative conditioning, trauma, to heal the most deepest of blocks of any issues, which, because of it comes from such a powerful divine source, it creates very powerful healing acceleration. I'm just floored by how very stubborn blocks, very issues that are so hard to solve, or are so hard to resolve, just start to release themselves and awaken and resolve themselves in such a short amount of time. And it never ceases to amaze me how so awe-inspiring and sometimes even humbling it is to see how powerful it is from that very powerful divine source. And I, as an intuitive counselor, I get to see. I also am very blessed to have the gift of seeing very deeply into the issue as well. See how the issue manifests itself. See how the soul and the higher self guides itself, and or the soul of the higher self guides me. I mean, working with all the guides and the angels, because I do in my sessions. I see guides, I see angels, I see ancestors, I see totem animals, I see dead loved ones. All of them surrounding, like the troops to support this healing in an incredible, beautiful, divine timeliness. And of course, the greatest guide which I abide by is that of Merlin, the divine intelligence of Merlin. Not necessarily the King Arthur legend, as I have said, but it is more seen as a title, like guru or master, a title which has been carried down through the ages and has come up just. I think it came up again. I believe it was the very early '90s through Rick Weinman, who is a native New Yorker. You know, he's that's what I love. I mean, like Rick Weinman, the founder of Vortex Healing, he's a very powerful. He's a very powerful and very powerful, awakened, and also very practical teacher who was originally from Queens. I always love saying that, it has brought such an incredible blessing to my life to serve other people to this incredible transformation, because what you begin to see, it's not just affecting people on on a personal level, you really feel it. You really feel it on a deep consciousness level, that ripple effect, how that light just ripples out. You help to bring light to a person's life. It just ripples out, and it affects everything around you. A beautiful ripple effect. And that's what vortex healing is. It's just it is a great, powerful assistance of change to bring powerful shifts to the consciousness of this planet. It's an incredible blessing. That's it.
Thank you kindly, Simon. I appreciate you. Hi, Dawn.
Okay. Hello, I'm Angel Eyes Dawn Marie Delahunt. I am a psychic medium, angelic oracle, and intuitive development coach. I'm an activator. I help people awaken to their gifts within their intuition. That is definitely, being a spiritual teacher is my passion, letting people know that we are all special and we are all gifted. We all have an innate ability to hear, see, feel, and know spirit, to connect to that God consciousness, source, energy, guides, gods, angels, loved ones, and to help us have a happier, more peaceful life, to be in alignment with spirit, with our purpose, and to live the life of our dreams, realizing that we can have anything we want. So, and the name Angel Eyes Dawn Marie comes from seeing with angel eyes. So I think it's a great topic, is that we all, as we bring in the angels into our life, as we all see with that higher perspective, we will have a happier, more peaceful life, letting go of ego, fears, worries, doubts, and stepping into that power of love that's here for us all. Thank you, Mindy. I love you guys, and thank you, Kai, and your amazing team, and all you co-panelists. It's an honor and blessing to be here and be a part of this summit. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dawn. Hi, Alesha.
Hi, everyone. So happy to be here. Who am I and like, what am I doing here? So I'm love, right? I'm love, I'm light, I'm a clear and perfect channel of universal truth and wisdom. I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a human. I am a star seed. I'm all of these awesome things. But you know, I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I'm a teacher. I have a business. I'm a coach. That's just kind of what I do. And I like to think that, I know that I'm very deeply connected. You know, I'm deeply connected to energy and energies of all sorts. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here to talk about, hi, Sandy, I love you. I'm here to, excited just to like hear other people's perspectives and experiences with who's in their outfield and to share about who's in mine. So thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm so excited, for us to begin sharing, and I'm happy to start too. There was a few years ago where I decided to, I think I had heard it on YouTube or something like that. I was listening to Abraham Hicks, and Abraham Hicks was talking, no, it was Oprah. Oprah said that she was reading the Seth books. And I was like, oh, I just like felt so drawn to just like get it and, to learn more about it. Jane Roberts and the being that she was channeling Seth. And so I went to the library, and the library didn't have it. They had to like get it transferred from like another location to that location. I was like, I don't mind waiting. I just need to have this book. So I finally got the book after like weeks of waiting and like all these complications. And Abraham actually talks about like, or maybe it's Esther, about having books and, just the vibration that they carry. So I really didn't get far into the Seth books, but I read a few pages, and then I went to a retreat with my husband, my fiance at the time. And at the retreat, I had this experience where like my whole body like felt like it was like vibrating. Like I couldn't sit still. I was like going, like rocking back and forth. And I was like, I had, my hair was out. So I was like rubbing my hands through my hair. I was like, what is this weird feeling? And I just had this feeling of this presence. And I just had the urge to be like, hey, Del, it wants you to ask it a question. And so that's actually how I started working with Archangel Raziel. And since then, I've been channeling a book called Soul Star Remembering. And it is quite profound, and I've learned quite a bit through, channeling just a page a day, but it's been a page a day for like 2 years. So, there's a lot that I've been learning, and a lot that I've been learning from the experience, and just grounding it. I can tell that when I'm like, channeling spirit, for instance, I start sweating. So it is quite interesting at a psychic expo to be there, and I'm like dripping wet with sweat like halfway through. But that's just what happens in my experience. And I'd love to hear more about all of yours.
Yeah, it's so funny that you say that, because my first experience, and I didn't even realize it was channeling at the time. It was like 30 years ago. And long story short, I was working as a technical writer. I'm in this big conference and everything, and I'm supposed to be taking notes for the entire department and everything like that. And I was just like, and I'm thinking to myself, I was like, okay, you know what? Christ, if you're there, show me. I was told, somebody told me, just ask them to show themselves to you. And I was like, okay, if you're there, show me. And it was just like, all of a sudden, like you said, it was like my entire body took on a completely different energy. It was just like so full, so light. Like, I mean, like literally there was a completely separate vibration that was inside my body, and my head felt like it was just blowing up like a balloon, but in the most wonderful light way. Like I felt like I was just absolutely floating, and I was just like, okay, Christ, got it. You're there. Awesome. Love to have you as a guide. Beautiful. And then it was just, and then it wasn't until later when I really started doing energy work and I started purposely channeling that I realized, oh my God, I did this like 30 years ago. I've been doing this for ages and not even realizing that that's what I was doing. And then but for me, the first way I could feel another, I'll just say energy, another energy, because angels, guides, ascended masters, Christ, God consciousness. But the way I would feel it would be when I first started was just feeling it in my body. Like my body was literally filled with a completely different energy that I could tell was not mine. And it would feel delicious, absolutely delicious. And I could tell when it was one guide or a different guide, because the energy that would feel inside my body was completely different. And then I just started having internal conversations. But it wasn't until after I got out of my head and said, stop questioning this shit, and then had some real ethereal experiences and just like took it to the next level. But yeah, that's the way it just started. And also to remember, when we're channeling, we're also one of the angels and guides ourselves that we channel. Our higher self, our soul self is also considered an angel and a guide that we are able to channel at any time. So that was my first time story. Although like I said, I know there were a lot more when I was a kid. I just didn't know how to recognize it.
Thank you.
Well, I'll jump in here and share with you that I think angels are among us and also outside of us. I want to share with you that people often don't realize that in part of the attunement process in mediumship, and part of my attunement process, whatever I do, including being in a panel such as this, I call upon my angels. I call upon those in spirit. I call upon the power animals. I also call upon the Orishas because I have a relationship with my African roots and the religion slash spiritual undertakings of the Yoruba people who see the Orishas as angels. And as you can imagine, with the whole enslavement process, some of that or much of that was lost. So I recapture that in essence by calling on to the Orishas as well. So I think we also should consider that those in spirit have a helper, healer, angelic uh, kind of presence as well. And oftentimes, and I'm sure my sister in spirit here, Dawn, will agree with me that in the message and not only the message and the energy that the spirit person brings has an enormously powerful healing effect for people. And I have seen in my own practice situations in which that experience, that wonderful healing experience, that wonderful multi-dimensional experience of mediumship has absolutely changed people's lives. So I am often used by the God consciousness, or however you want to see the entity, the sense that is above me. I'm used for healing in that way for people. I think in part because of my background in mental health and dealing with people's emotions, and also my background in trauma, and also in equity and diversity and things, and not necessarily being seen. That I'm used in that way. But I will tell you that there are definitely angels among us as well. And I have had experiences that oftentimes people don't believe. A very, very, very close friend of mine was making his transition. And the night before his transition, I went to him, I prayed with him, I held his hand. He was in deep in sleep or coma. And there was no other visitors other than me. And a woman came in with a very heavy brogue, saying that my friend was making his transition, which I knew. And she talked about how helpful I was as a friend, and that she was also watching over him. And I made the mistake, as many of us do, that she was a nurse, because she's a woman, and stereotypically, because I'm certainly socialized to believe most women are nurses, I thought she was a nurse. So she stayed a few minutes and then she left. So when I finished my visit with my friend, I went back to the nurse's station, and I said, I'd like to see the nurse that was taking care of Mr. So-and-so, because I'd like to thank her. And I described who she was and that she had this heavy Irish brogue, and she was so helpful to me and helpful for my friend. And the staff, and I'm getting chills as I say this, the staff said, "There's no staff person like this lady. What are you talking about? There's nobody here like that. We don't have anybody here like that in this hospital." So I just kind of shrugged my shoulders, and I surrendered to my new good friend Simon's word here that I've been thinking about. I surrendered, but I offered this experience as testament to the God force that is with me and with us all. And the next day, as you can imagine, my friend made his transition, and he remains still very close with me. And I'm so thankful for that angel among us that came to support me, and I was then able to support him. And thank you, Sandy, for your post.
Hello, everyone. Angel Eyes, Dawn Marie. Oh my gosh, beautiful stories, both of you. And Yael, it really brought back a memory for me too that I'll have to share. And Lorna, definitely. I often forget to say I'm a healer because I don't do physical Reiki on people, but I heal through my meditations, through my teachings, and through my readings and my words. We heal through words, and I got the chills saying that. So to answer your question, Kai, one of the first times that I really remember and what happens to me, I get dizzy. And I'll never forget, I was in the middle of a session with a client. I'm holding her hands and I'm like, wow, I'm really connecting with you right now. I had no idea that was spirit coming to me at the time. I was real new. I didn't even, at the time, I always would say, your angels are with you, and not discern which angel, which archangel or guardian angel before. And so it was very new to it. And I was like, wow. And then I realized now what that was. That was the angels or spirit energy coming to me. And now that's my sign when I get a little dizzy. And it's not like, and it's funny because I was like, oh yeah, people think they have vertigo when they're really talking to angels and then I really got vertigo. I go, oh, that's so different than what I experienced. But it's funny. Sometimes we think we know everything because like everything could be spiritual, but there are things that are medical. So I really had vertigo and I'm like, oh, that's definitely. But either way, that dizzy feeling, that lightheadedness, that's how I know spirit's with me and how they get my attention. And of course, with signs as well, which we all get. But something that Yael said that really triggered a memory for me was when I was in high school, I was a senior before I was taking my SAT, and I got dumped by my boyfriend, love of my life, my first boyfriend. And I wrote this beautiful letter. I didn't realize I was channeling at the time, and it just came out in a second. And I was never a big writer. I think I was like 650 on math and 350 on English because I had a reading disability. So I'm not a writer. And all of a sudden it was because you're the one each and every day. Oh, I pray, wanting you to stay. These feelings just like days go by without you by my side. My dream just like I can't even remember it now. And the funny thing is that I was channeling, and it reminds me of the whole Debbie Boone, you light up my life, because they was talk. Was it an ex-boyfriend or was it her connection to God? So I feel like that was God coming to me at a very dark moment for myself, my first love, my heartache, and just like Debbie Boone, so spirit has been coming to us a long time. I remember journaling in my 20s, like complaining. All of a sudden, Dawn, you're going to be fine. You're beautiful. Everything's okay. And making me feel better. Spirit again, coming through. So spirit's been reaching us, but we just don't know. We think we're talking to ourselves. It's our angels, it's our guides. It's, really connecting with us and protecting us and keeping us safe and of the highest vibration. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Absolutely. Bobby or Alesha? Yes, please.
Hello. So the angels in my outfield, I feel I have so many because I work in the angelic realm, the galactic realm, and the consciousness of the crystal skull realm. So when I'm in a session, for me to really connect, I just have to like totally slow down. If I'm in my mind, I need to get out of my mind and into my heart space. And so the guides that I work with are angels, archangels, the galactic family from Sirius and Orion, the Sophia dragons I work with also, and when I'm working with the crystal skulls, which is in the majority of the energy healing sessions that I offer, any combination of those can come through, and it's really interesting when that happens. Let me share a crazy story with you. So I also offer group crystal skull meditations. So a few months ago, I was having a meditation here, and the crystal skulls tell me who they want to work with. So the one alien crystal skull I have, I placed it in front of this woman, and she started to freak out a little bit. But she's worked with the crystal skulls before, and long story short, and a gray alien that was her in another lifetime wanted to merge with her at that moment. So I asked her if she wanted, to merge with this gray alien, and she's like, yeah. So I had the honor of facilitating that for her. And the way I'm guided is, like, I don't hear words and I don't see. My gift is to, I know and I feel things. So I was just guided to go to different parts of her body to move energy, so the transformation of the two, the merging, could happen. And when I was finished, I was kneeling in front of her with my hands on her knees, and she made a triangle and put it on my forehead and blew into it, and it was the gray saying thank you for the merge. It was quite interesting, something you don't hear every day. But there are some of the angels in my outfield who asked me to assist for for someone else to, what's the word I'm looking for, to expand and to grow, I guess I could say. And I also offer distant healings, which I set up a grid and on a massage table, and I just send distant healing that way. And I incorporate the crystal skulls that want to join. They actually let me know who wants to join. It's pretty interesting, and I've been working with them since about 2015. So,
do you have any there that we can see?
I have one right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's smoky quartz from Brazil. This one here. And this one here is puppy energy, which is Dalmatian jasper. And I also work with Sintamani stones, which are also galactic from Sirius. They're balls about the size of a baseball. And when I allow people to hold them, they kind of go out to the galactic and have an amazing experience. Another woman had an experience where she held it, and she started having orgasms. So it works differently with everybody, and they're very good for manifestation. I have one right here. So it's this, and then when you put a light under it, I don't know if you can see it light up. So that's the Sintamani stones that I work with. And it's just been an amazing journey since 2004 that I've been on. And I just love sharing the energies with anybody I can.
You've got comments here. Wow, so amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, agreed.
I can share. So my experience with angels has been extremely personal. It's more about me having family and a support team that goes without the ego filter that sometimes we as humans can have. And like, so my angels are like really like my best friends, people that I can really confide in what I'm experiencing in life as a young human here on Earth. And they offer me a lot of guidance, and I guess to like hop on board of sharing stories, like maybe about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, I was having issues where I was experiencing a lot of tingling in my face, and like it felt like my face was going numb. And I had kind of like prayed and I had like asked, like, please, like, I know you're real. You know, I have those moments where I'm like, I know you hear me, you know. And I fell asleep and I kind of like half woke up and I could feel certain spots in my brain like being touched, like almost like being charged. And I heard like my highest self say, like, just fall back asleep. Like, don't wake up, just fall back asleep. And I fell back asleep and I have not had that issue with my face ever since. Like, I haven't had the numbness or anything, which was just like very comforting. Whenever I feel that I'm channeling, I basically start to get this vibration in my body. It almost feels like anticipation or excitement, like when you're about to get on a roller coaster, your heart just kind of like starts beating. You're like, oh my gosh, this is about to happen, you know? So it feels like anticipation. And then while it's happening, it feels like a meditation where I just kind of get to breathe and relax, and then all of a sudden it's over, and then I come back and I think to myself, I don't know what I said, but I hope that it helped you. You know, which sometimes it does. The only other thing that I feel that I'd like to share is that I like to think of myself as like an earth angel sometimes. And the reason why is a person had taught me how to use like protection, and she always used to tell me that she would get into her spaceship, which I loved. And for months I like tried to like get into some sort of spaceship. I'm like trying to like craft it in my mind. I'm like, let me hop into my spaceship. Yeah. And like I had a really hard time sustaining that spaceship throughout my day, like staying inside of it. But then whenever I opened up my wings, it was totally different. And whenever I feel overwhelmed, I just like tap into like my big energy wings and I just wrap myself inside of them like a warm blanket, and I can just navigate this life without feeling like I have too much energy coming at me. And so, you know, I mean, I'm human after all, but I do feel this connection to wings, and I know that mine are just so warm, and just they just really do have a way of sustaining me on those days that I get a little overwhelmed by energy and by the chaos that sometimes we experience on this planet. So I also have experienced like extraterrestrial beings, and you know, just like experiencing them, which is fun and sometimes a little freaky, you know. But it's just so connecting and so beautiful to know that there is so much more to be connected to and to be loved by, right? That's my favorite part, is that at the end of the day, I feel so loved and heard and healed by these special energies and beings in my life.
I love that you're talking about like this feeling of like anticipation, you know, of like the roller coaster ride. One of what I like really relate to what you're saying. I had this experience where I was laughing and crying at the same time, like hysterically. Like I was supposed to be like leading something and I couldn't even do it. I had to go like sit down somewhere. I was just laughing and crying hysterically. And the only thing that I could like, the only word I could put to it was like, it just felt like a contradiction and yet expansion. Like it felt like all, you know how people say all the feelings? Like it was literally like all the feelings. And what I wanted to like say when I had that feeling in my body was like there were people all around me. I was like, I just wanted to tell them that they were doing a good job. I was like, I just wanted to say that so much. And I was kind of like unpacking that experience with another friend of mine. And he turned to me and he was like, you know, maybe that message was for you. And I was like, oh, shoot. Blew my mind.
I'd love to, if I can, I'd love to share a process that like people who are watching can take home with them and take away with them and do. that, I mean, because like I said, we're all able to connect with our angels. We're all able to do this. And one of it's meditations that I do with our clients, but and anybody can do this. I'm just going to let you know the visualization. You can literally sit there and picture this. I, have my clients just like sit and go inward and kind of connect however it is for them, whether it's just breath, and then literally picture their guide. Ask their guide to come in and sit in front of them. And so if they're having any issues with wanting to release, like, okay, they're not feeling that great that day, or there's some pain in their body, there's just anything they want to release, they don't even have to know what it is. I just have them sit and ask one of their guides to come in and sit in front of them. And then I tell them, just kind of get into the feeling. What does it feel like? Do you feel an energy in front of you? And then I tell them to just now picture their guide bringing in a big bubble of light in between them with a magnet inside. And then I just tell them, okay, now let your guide literally with this magnet scan your body and pull whatever energy is no longer serving you into this bubble. Let it pull out of you. Let your guide help work for you. Let your angels work for you, because they love doing this. And I just, take them through that visual of having this, like, literally magnet just go through and scan their body down until they feel a sense or a click or completion. And then watch as their guide literally will take the bubble and just throw it off, up, give it up to God, let it explode into beautiful fireworks, or give it down to Pachamama, let it transmute into something beautiful in the earth. But that's one of the ways that I help people start to try to connect and feel that they really do have guides that are there helping them, just by sitting there, calling them in and letting them do something for them. And then, every time they just feel this sense of being lighter or a release afterwards. I mean, and again, I've said this all day in the summit, today's magic is tomorrow's physics. So this stuff is real.
My turn. Thank you for that. Like I said, I'd like to, if it's okay, I'd like to share a little Merlin magic with everyone in this panel, because what makes Vortex healing very special in its magic is it doesn't just necessarily just limit itself to channeling what would be considered, the Merlin light or Merlin light magic. What's so beautiful about this is how there are many different types of divine healing expressions. There's Merlin, and there's the angelic, and then there's Christ. And so so what there is a beautiful angelic essence that Vortex healing can channel. So I just like to channel that to all of you in this panel as I'm talking, if with your permission. All right. All right, I'm just channeling that beautiful divine angelic essence to everyone in this panel. It's just going to go, angelic card, it's just going to go to exactly where you need it. And this is what I find so beautiful, because this was a very beautiful transmission, because this beautiful angelic essence called Angelic Heart, it was a specific class, a specific transmission. And this is what I love about it. Okay, in the transmission, it's in the usual traditional transmissions, it's just Merlin who is just going into those energetic spines and going deep into our consciousness to open us and expand us to heal and channel from a deeper place of oneness and magical divine consciousness. But in this class, an actual angel comes in and sits and anchors itself into our spine, so that we have an access to this. So we have an access to channel this beautiful angelic essence. And what makes it so beautiful is that even though as I can channel this beautiful angelic essence to other people, it's still of Merlin. It's kind of like an infusion between Merlin magic and angelic magic. my experience of it, it's not exactly as light or ethereal. It's kind of like a laser beam of really transforming a negative pattern within your reality and just totally bending it and transforming it. What we usually feel is the beautiful blessing of angels, but you get to that core place. Ooh, it is potent. It is potent like a laser beam. So I'm just continuing to channel the lovely angelic heart to everyone. I can tell another experience. Like I said, we do call ourselves wizards, so we do some beautiful magical things. There's another access point, magical access point within us called the Q gate or the quantum gate, and with that we were able to sort of like access it and sort of like enter different divine dimensions. And one of them was the angelic dimension. All right, it's not exactly like astral travel, but it's just like you enter it and your consciousness takes you immediately into that realm where we in that class we called forth an angel to bring to call forth an angel right in front of us, like Yael said. That angel came right in front of us. We were in that magical angelic realm, and that angel came right before us, and we could ask it questions, and it just blows your mind. It just blows your mind. This beautiful sort of like realization that that this thing called linear time, physical linear time, can bend itself and simply reveal itself to be the illusion as it is. And just to add my own personal experience, Archangel Gabriel is my main angel, which is interesting because I'd say that there are three angels that are far more popular right now during this time. That's Michael, Uriel, Raphael. Oh, and there's a fourth one, and Metatron. But just before this panel began, I just kind of like communed with Gabriel just a little bit, and I said, Gabriel, can you remind me just how exactly you have helped me? And he didn't come in words. He came in it was beautiful golden light. He came in with an epiphany saying, I started feeling this strength within me, and it felt very familiar. And I've known this strength before. And Gabriel says, yes, you have known this strength before because you have felt this strength many times, Simon. And every time you have felt it, that was me. And I thought that was very beautiful. Because I know I definitely needed his strength. And I am so humbly blessed to have such an incredible archangel in my troops. When it comes to the angels, I am still innocent like a baby. I can't make any assumptions of expertise of what they truly are, but they are true divine expressions, and they will come to you. They will come to you when you ask for it. When you ask for it, they will guide you and help to manifest your deepest divine expression. They will be that mirror to help manifest your deepest divine expression. But you have to ask. It's all very humbling. So thank you. And I hope you got a sense of that lovely angelic heart, magical essence. If you'd like to share, I'd love to hear that too.
Yeah, because when you stopped, I could tell. I was like, wait.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I felt it literally shoot right up from my throat and then bam, like right in the front of my third eye. I mean, like really like
beautiful.
Right up there.
Alesha, was it making you emotional?
It didn't make me emotional, but it just like increased my awareness, my overall awareness of my surroundings and the life that is around me, which was very
beautiful.
nice.
Oh, and Angelized Dawn Marie. Okay, I had the honor of meeting an angelic reader one time at a psychic event, and she was the real deal. And her witness, her physical witness to when an angel would come forth with the message was tears. And I so know about that, the divine revelation, the divine epiphany of tears. So every time the angel would come forth with a message for me, tears would start to swell in her eyes. That was her witness, and it was truly beautiful, because I truly relate that the epiphany of tears. It's so beautiful.
Yes, that is beautiful, and I felt such such a calmness all through me, and it was like going all the way down. And when you were saying to the root chakra and going down to the back and all that, so and I was like, I didn't want to open my eyes, and I'm like, are we supposed to open our eyes, like you said, when Kai said when you stopped and you started? But I definitely felt such chills. And yeah, the angels are. And it's funny that you mentioned your main archangel, because I think everyone should share, if we have time, the main archangel. The angel that's coming to me is Archangel Azrael, which is the angel of death and ascension. And Azrael is coming through forward to help people heal from loss, help people with their past lives. He's also an archangel of Akasha, could help you connect with the Akashic, and that's been all stuff that's been not read in books, just channeled. So the angels have all these different purposes that other authors channeled, but we have to embrace our own meanings to the angels. Because if I would have said, oh, only Metatron does Akashic records, and I wouldn't have trusted myself, I wouldn't be able to give the gift of what. And then I found other people channeled about Akasha, that he was called the angel of Akasha, and he also helps mediums in bereavement. And so it's interesting you said that's my main angel, and that's one of my teachings of the angels, is to embrace your message, what your crystal is, what your color is, because you know what, you're going to have your own relationship. And the beauty of my angel card readings is infusing, not just having cards, but infusing the angelic energy in the cards and just trusting in the cards. And that's the beauty, and that's the magic. And you can't make it up. The cards that flipped over. I did a reading from my I won't say who for privacy, and there was studying to be a journalist major. I work with 6 different decks. 4 writing cards came up. You can't make that up. You know, the angels are clearly, and it was Gabriel that came forward for them, of course, the communicator. So thank you for sharing that amazing experience. I think the angels are all around us. I see my loved ones with angels' wings on. And, you know, and one intuitive said, hey, this is really crazy. I usually see loved ones and I see only angel wings on the side. And I'm like, that's the way I see my loved ones, with angel wings. And what do you say when someone dies? God needed another angel. So you know what? You got to embrace the way spirit shows up for you. And it doesn't matter what you read in the books. Whatever resonates with you is what you go with, you know? Leave that with you with light and love. Thank you very much, Simon. That was beautiful. And
thank you so much.
So Simon, yeah, I definitely felt that. It was very calm, and I felt just so much love come over my body. So thank you so much.
Praise be. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for being open to allow it. Thank you.
Thank you. And Alesha, you are definitely an earth angel. I feel you.
Yes, Simon, this was very poignant for me. I felt my heart space, my heart just open up like that in a very warm, positive feeling. And I often have to call upon angels, not only in my spiritual practice, but in my psychotherapy practice. You can't imagine the number of times I've had to call in Raphael, and I invite strength, direction, focus, help me to see, to understand how I should work with this person, how I can help with this person. And of course, you mentioned Archangel Michael. Michael has gotten me out of falls. I have a unfortunate tendency to fall. And between mindfulness and Archangel Michael, I have been able to introduce my own self-healing. And when I say I have had falls, I have had a significant amount of falls, whether it's, maybe my head isn't screwed on right or whatever the case may be. I've had some pretty serious injuries to limbs due to falls. So between, as I said, the mindfulness and calling in Archangel Michael, I've been able to avoid falls. Now, for clients of mine, I often use the colors that are associated with particular angels or archangels to help them with particular problems that they're experiencing. And I spend some time with them to envision that particular color, like Archangel Michael's blue, to actually visualize that color and have that color affect and impact their mind, body, and spirit. And that can be, I think, a very helpful self-healing tool. We were talking about toolboxes earlier, and it can be a very helpful thing for people to have when you're not around to guide them and help them. And enveloping them in that color, I have found extremely helpful with people that I work with. So I'm thankful for the angels. Raphael also has to help me all the time when I have to get any type of intravenous injection, and or having to get fluids or whatever in the hospital. And you absolutely won't believe this, but I have been stuck maybe 5 to 7 times with them trying to get it in right. If I can convince them, which I have, to call in Archangel Raphael with me, it works. It works right away. In fact, an anesthesiologist, I was able to convince him, and he was so interested, he asked for pictures and information about Raphael. So you see, there's power absolutely. There is power within us to be able to affect change and to allow spirit and angels to work through us to impact the world. Thank you for listening.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Bobby Light. If anybody is called, seriously, contact this man. I've experienced the energy of these skulls and the play that he does with them. It is off the chart. So because I know Bobby's new to doing these summits here with us. So they're otherworldly.
Do the angels have a message for us?
Yes, they want to play. Just anybody, if you've ever, whether you've experienced anything or not ever at all, maybe this is your first call ever listening about energy work and it's completely new to you, it doesn't matter. You call them in, they are there whether you are tuned in to feel them or not. And remember, we are all connected. All of us, and it means we're all connected to our angels. It means we're all connected to Raphael, to Michael, to any of them. We're all connected. So we all have, and we are all angels ourselves. So call them in. They're there. They want to be called. This is what they live. The joy that they have in coming and playing with us is beyond any comprehension we can have.
And there's so much love. They love you so much. I love the way Alesha said they're my family, because I feel the same way. They love you. They want to help you. They want you to ask for their help. They want to help you in every day, every way. Something simple or something big, no matter what, the angels are here for you now and always. So much love. So much love.
And speaking of Angel Kai,
yes.
Putting all this together.
This was so much fun. So much fun. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying earlier, there's the business angels. I ask them for help, whenever I'm doing something, the angels named and unnamed, who are so helpful, and this is just such a rich and potent topic. You know, and I love the stories that we're sharing, because a lot of times you know, you just say to yourself, no one's gonna believe this, you know, but there are people here that do, you know. So I was like, I want to hear them all. So I just wanted to just ask one more time if there's anyone who wanted to share anything, and then happy to conclude. Awesome sauce. Then thank you so much for being here. Thank you everyone for watching. This was so delightful to be able to share in this space and to be with you. I appreciate you. Love you all. Have
Thank you so much for having us and putting us all together.
Yeah, thank you. So nice to meet everybody and connect.
Yes, totally.
Thank you all.
You're
Welcome back.
Hello.
Well
Thank you for coming
Well said.
and all your comments. That's great.
And may the angels guide and protect all of you.
Woohoo.
Amen.
Amen. And to you as well.
Ashe.
And please, self-care is not selfish. Please, Kai, take care. You've worked hard today and other days, and
we're going to keep feeding her good.
Well, and rest is good too. Rest and lots of water.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, definitely. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.